the most serious thing that any political leader can do is to take his or her country to war. Certainly, if not at war, to threaten to use its troops to cooperate, which is the case right now for Britain, for France, for America, for other countries, and including Arab nations, in order to try and stop what Paris, London, and other capitals are calling really a massacre and attacks on Libyan civilians. Now, make no mistake, David Cameron has not been in power yet for quite 1 year. The anniversary will be on the 6th of May. And here he is. We always say here in the United Kingdom that it's events, dear boy, events. And often political leaders think that they will have certain things on their in tray and then they get others. Here, David Cameron, very clearly, the British Prime Minister, is entering unknown and dangerous political territory. He is taking a risk. He took a risk with Paris and President Sarkozy trying to push through the UN resolution. They were successful, but that is the beginning. The hard part starts now. What to plan, how to plan it, who does what, where, when the next move is made by President Gaddafi. We know that after David Cameron spoke in Parliament this morning, President Gaddafi suddenly announced, or the Tripoli regime announced, that they would have a cessation of hostilities and they'd have this ceasefire. Here, this afternoon, David Cameron, having spoken to Parliament, which is the right way to do, you'd make decisions in Downing Street, in meetings with your cabinet, with fellow leaders across the world, you then make those announcements in Parliament. He is now justifying to the British people, to the European people, and to the wider world, and of course the Libyan people, the reason why he has decided to act. Why now? It is not an occupation of Libya. It is not an imposing of the West. Moral, intellectual, cultural values, he says, in Libya or indeed in wider Africa. There's no ideology behind it. But it is a risk that he is taking, but to act is not possible. The risks outweigh actually not taking any action. So it is important to act, and he is justifying politically and morally why it is in Britain's national interest to be involved in this operation to secure the protection of the Libyan people and indeed to try and help democracy rise across the world and indeed in the Arab world. It won't be done overnight, but it must be done. That is the message of David Cameron this afternoon.